Isaac, are you having so much fun playing with Mommy's empty tea bottle? Hey, sweet boy. Ah. How many toys do you have? Yeah? Oh. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Isaac's 6-month update. The day I'm filming this, he's actually a couple of days shy of 6 months, but I wanted to post it on the day he turned 6 months, so here we are. I'm currently sitting in our living room because I like to joke that the aesthetic of this room right now is Miss Jade's daycare. I'm definitely not insinuating that Isaac is the amount of work that comes with running a daycare. He's one kid, but I have all of his toys spread out in here. We don't have like a designated playroom, but in here we have his activity gym. I have his play mat. I actually spread out a blanket on the floor down here just to give him some more space to roll around. He doesn't always stay on that either. We've got his jumperoo and his play yard, and then over here we have his bouncer, and we also have his like frog chair back there. It's a lot. You wouldn't think it takes so much to keep one little baby occupied, but it does. So let's go ahead and just jump in. 6 months is obviously a pretty big milestone. This past month, Isaac has started sitting up unassisted. He doesn't really do it for more than about a minute at a time right now, but he really wants to be sitting up. Whenever we put him in his bouncer or lay him down on his lounger, he crunches his stomach to where he's like sitting up as much as he can until one of us helps him sit up the rest of the way, because he's definitely not to the point where he can sit himself up. So he's sitting up unassisted. Like I mentioned, I laid out this blanket because he's been rolling all over the place. Yesterday, I went to get a snack from the kitchen. I came back and he was under the coffee table. So he can roll and inch all over the place. He's not really crawling yet. Definitely not ready for all that. Especially because he's trying to kind of skip it right now, I think. He's been wanting to pull himself up when I'm like laying on the ground next to him and he's sitting up. He'll try and kind of crawl over to me, scoot over to me, and try and pull himself up. It's obviously not something I'm cheering for. I'm not looking for Isaac to be mobile or more mobile anytime soon, because that means we need to baby-proof our house. And honestly, I'm not into the idea of anchoring the bookshelves, but that would mean moving them out of the living room altogether into a room where he won't be. But if he starts pulling up, we gotta do something about it. But we're not quite there yet. Hopefully we'll figure something out before he does start getting more mobile. But right now, he is inching and rolling all over the place. This little baby does not like to sit still. I don't know if I can get him to show you. I'll try a little bit later. But he has got his bottom 2 teeth. They are barely there, but they're there. Let me see. Show mama. Oh. Yeah. There they are. He worked really hard for these teeth, and I really think he's trying to get some more already. Though I will say the drool has let up since last month. I would definitely say his hair is growing back in, like officially. Sometimes whenever he's like been rolling around, you can get this like front little piece of hair to do a little curl. But since Chase and I both have curly hair, I do just assume he will too. I mean, I know that's not always the case, but I think he will. If you watch some of my day in the life vlogs, you know that Isaac has had his first solid foods. So far, his solid foods, he's had oatmeal, sweet potatoes, carrots, peas, and squash. He eats everything voraciously, so it's hard to say. I feel like his favorite is squash, but I'm probably just projecting. It's the one that he doesn't make a weird face at when he takes the first couple of bites. because the rest of the bowl, no matter what it is, he's gonna eat it. Or that's been the case so far. We're doing one puree meal a day. We do it normally when we are sitting down to have dinner. We eat dinner early because we're old people. He would always stare at us when we were eating, so I wanted to have him kind of feel included, sitting at the big table with us, in his high chair, of course. He's been enjoying that, definitely. It might slow down our dinner a little bit, but we're not complaining. He would definitely eat more food if we gave it to him. However, the majority of his nutrition is still supposed to come from breast milk. You're not supposed to feed him so much that he'll refuse the milk, because that's what he's supposed to be eating right now. We have not had his 6-month well check yet. It's on the calendar for next week, so I don't know any of his stats yet, but look how big he is. He is getting so big. I have a few questions I plan to ask, including like introducing allergens. I know that if you introduce them before a year, they're supposed to be less likely to be allergic to things. So I'll ask, because we eat a lot of peanut butter, we eat a lot of eggs. So I'm gonna talk to her about that, about how to introduce those to him. At his well check next week, I'm also going to ask about transitioning to his nursery and trying to get him to sleep in his crib, in his own room. I know I kind of dabbled with that, but we're pushovers, so we didn't really mind having him in our room. If that's what she suggests also, to keep him in our room until he's a year, that's probably what we'll do, but I just want to ask and have all my bases covered. I'm also considering asking about sleep training. In all honesty, I'm not sure that it's for us. See, he doesn't like to be held for too long. I know that it is for some people. I'm not sure that it's what's going to be right for our family, but I still want all my information before I make any final decisions. And he is obviously still sleeping in our room right now. This past month, he's moved up to size 3 diapers. Also, within this past week, I am getting over myself, realizing he needs to be in 6 to 9 month clothes in most brands. So what I've done in the past, whenever he outgrows something, is I'll take everything of that size out of the drawer and replace it with everything new. But I've kind of been doing it slowly, with taking his 3 to 6 month clothes out and replacing them with his 6 to 9 month clothes, but leaving a mix. In most brands, he's outgrowing 3 to 6 and is wearing 6 to 9 month clothes. This past month, we've also gone to the library a few times, getting him introduced to story time. I've mentioned this in vlogs as well. He seems to be enjoying it and kind of enraptured whenever something is actually going on. They do a lot of sing-songs, they read a couple of books. There's this downtime in between where they put out stuffed animals and like blocks. He obviously can't really play with that stuff yet, especially without putting it directly in his mouth. So during that time he gets a little fussy, but then once there's something to pay attention to, he's enraptured. Things he loves this month, he's really getting into peekaboo. If anyone could do it with him, and he's entertained.
Peekaboo! 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 Peekaboo!
Like I mentioned, he's really into rolling right now. He loves any toy that lights up or makes any sort of noise, whether that's music, whether it's like that crinkling sound, or if it rattles. He's into all of those. In fact, I can barely think of, he has maybe 2 toys that don't make any kind of noise, but those are good for putting in his mouth. So he's gotten into the habit of like pinching really hard, like a whole hand pinch. And like if I do this to myself, it doesn't hurt, but if it's a tiny little baby hand, so I have to keep his nails trimmed very short. He really likes what I've been calling super baby. Anytime you like kind of hold him above your head or fly him through the air, he absolutely loves that. I put down that he really likes Chase's watch because it's true. Chase has a smartwatch, so anytime something happens on it, it lights up. And Isaac really, really wants it. So he tries to steal it. So Chase has gotten in the habit of taking off his watch when he comes home, just because Isaac will try and do something on it. And he'll end up pressing stuff and sending things. Like he sent accidental text messages before, and he pauses shows when we're watching them because Chase can control all that from his watch. So he really likes that. I wrote down attention because he loves attention. We were in the self-checkout line at Walmart yesterday or the day before, and the girl working the self-checkout completely shirked her duties of her job just to come pay attention to Isaac, and he was eating it up. He's been doing some double-fisted thumb sucking action, has both his thumbs in his mouth at the same time. It has been pretty cute. However, somebody pointed out to me the other day, he doesn't actually suck his thumb. He more like chews on it. Sometimes he can't hang on to his actual teether, so I wonder if that's what he's trying to replace. Things he's not a big fan of right now. His bouncer, this little guy right here, has been so awesome to have, but now that he like knows how to move, he doesn't want to stay still, like I said. So whenever I put him in that, I have to use the like little buckle in, because otherwise he will literally roll off the side. He's tried that before, even though he's been buckled in. So we always make sure to buckle him in every single time we put him down. But after about 5 minutes, he gets real squirmy. He goes, ah, until somebody gets him out and either puts him in his jumperoo or just puts him on the floor so he can roll around. To be honest, with this bouncer, he's probably gonna outgrow the weight limit very soon if he hasn't already. Like I said, we don't know his stats right now. So it will be stored in our closet for baby number 2 whenever he or she comes along. Also, something I put that he hates right now is not knowing how to use a spoon properly. Like I mentioned, he's a voracious eater. He eats everything we give him, or everything we've given him so far anyway. But something that irritates him is he can't take the spoon and feed himself. As soon as he can, I'm sure he's going to want to. He's getting to be an independent little baby, which kind of stresses me out. But then I remember he still wants to sleep in our room. It makes me feel a little bit better. This past week, I thought it was really cute. Chase looked at me and he's like, Jade, there's a baby in our family now. Like, it's actually starting to sink in that this baby lives with us and he's ours. Especially because he's starting to get his own little personality. He lets us know if he likes something, or if he doesn't like something, he will absolutely let us know. We just love this little baby so much, and it's been so much fun having him around for half a year. Okay, somebody is ready for his morning nap, so we're gonna wrap this up really quickly. So while it's true, I may be a bit in denial about the fact that we are equidistant from the day he was born and his first birthday. But of course, I am more in love with this little boy than ever. It is such a privilege to get to watch him grow. And I hope you guys are enjoying this journey with me. On that note, I think it is time for a nap. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead and click that red button down below. Or if you have a friend or someone you think would like these videos, let them know about them. And even if it's just somebody that wants to look at a cute baby for a few minutes. As always, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye. I left him in his pajamas because I think these are so cute. I showed these off in a vlog as well. They are Cloud Island. They're 6 to 9 months. They're footy pajamas. I was a little distraught last night about how well he fit into these, but all his other pajamas were dirty. Look how well he fills them out.